In this video, we're going to briefly discuss site loading times and external files. Loading a web page. How is a web page loaded? Remember, we talked about the browser has to understand the hypertext protocol that's coming into it, and so then it starts to load the page. Well, how does it know what order to load the page into? Well, it's going to first load the HTML, and that's where we had talked about the nesting format of properly structuring our tags. And then it's going to load something called the document object model and CSS, and that will occur at the same time. And then it will load any scripting that you've included inside the page. Loading a page requires multiple requests to the server, which can significantly decrease how quickly the page loads. So if you're having all of this stuff happen simultaneously, you'll see that the page loads pretty slow, and that's why they have been trying to separate the HTML and CSS in a page, because they want HTML to provide the structure so that the page will load before it's required to add pictures or any other kind of media or font or scripting that you have. So that's why it's really important to separate your HTML from your CSS. And most of a user's time is spent waiting on the page to load. What does this mean? In the private sector, this equates to a loss of revenue. If you have to wait a really long time for the page to load, you're going to go away. So that could be loss of sales or service for that company. In the public sector, this could mean a delay in productivity. If your employees are having to wait for your software application to load, then that's less time they can actually be working. So we want to talk about the concept of external files and download times, so you don't have everything absolutely embedded on that page hitting the server or the web browser hitting the server and all those requests going to the web browser at the same time, and that's going to decrease your download time. So how can we actually increase it? And one technique for reducing a page's load time is to take your cascading style sheets and your scripts, such as JavaScript, if you're running like a date and time, something like that, and you put them into external files on the web server. Now, what's the benefit of this? Instead of embedding the code in the page, the code is placed in its own file, and then it's called upon when the page is loaded. And if this code is used frequently during a page visit, it is cached in the browser and you don't have to constantly reload it. So that's the benefit of using external files, especially in how it impacts your download time. And this is a very important process that some people overlook in web design and web development, is they don't understand how download time can impact their users. So these next couple slides are for you to take a look at and even practice if you'd like. And it's basically taking a look at a JavaScript tag. It's referencing a file in the script tag, and you can place that in the head tag or the body tag depending on the purpose of the script. So if you want the script to occur when the user does something on the page, then include the reference to the file in the head tag, which we talked about earlier. If you want the script to do something when the page loads, then include the script in the body tag, such as if you want the date and time to load automatically, reference that JavaScript file in the body tag. Okay, and so JavaScript files must have a .js file extension, and the file must not contain any other tags. So this would be an example of if we were going to, you can actually take this and save it as .js, this bottom part where it starts with CDate, and it's actually going to look at bringing the date into the file. Okay, so you could save that as test.js as we reference, and then you create your HTML file, and if you take a look, we've included the script in the body tag, and we reference test.js, so you would need to save test.js in the same structure, the same place that you're saving this particular HTML file, because as you see, it's not referencing any subfolders in the source. And then when you actually run the HTML